Hello again, welcome to another exciting episode of Random Vlogging. Um, so, uh, took another pretest, because that's the way my school works. You take a pretest, find out what you don't know, and then study that, and then take the final, and then you're done with the course. Took another pretest this time for a communications course. Remarkably enough, I scored high enough to pass the course without opening a textbook at all. Um, Part of that I can attribute to the fact that I was a theater major with a minor in music when I went to college the first time. Communication's kind of my thing. And then add on top of that, I am a trainer and manager. Uh, so communication, another rather large portion of that. So that was really fun, and I felt really good. I haven't actually scheduled the final yet. I took the test today, and I'm like, you know what? I did well. I'm going to wait, at least a couple of days before I schedule the final and finish that aspect of the class. The other aspect of the class, and I thought it was really funny. I was talking to my advisor about it, and she's warning me about, this is your last class. You're technically scheduled for this semester to take, um, and it's a different class because there's an objective assessment and a practical assessment. The objective is the test, and then the practical is you normally a practical assessment is you write a paper. This one, because it's communication, I have to make a video. I have to do a presentation in video form because I do all my schooling online, so I can't do a presentation to real people. And she was really worried about the fact, she's like, I'm not sure, this takes a lot of people, it's a lot of work. I'm like, I produce 5 videos a week. Um, I really don't think I'm going to have an issue with this. The only thing that's going to take a while is everything except random vlogging that I do now and TJ Plays uh, is scripted. Those two things are unscripted, and obviously, what is it? Streamy Streams is unscripted because it's live. Everything else I script heavily because I found out it's the easiest way to get. There are certain jokes and certain things that I can only do if I script them. Like I can come up with them off the top of my head while I'm recording something, but they won't work because there has to be setups and punchlines and things like that. So it's one of the reasons I script. The other is it significantly shortens the video. When I wasn't scripting, it was very, very difficult for me to make anything that was less than about 8 to 9 minutes. Um, and once I started scripting, I was able to chop that in half, where I have I don't know, a fairly regular amount of my videos that come in at right about like the 4 to 5 minute mark. Sometimes I push 6, but it's not that bad. And I try to keep them under 5 minutes. So I script everything, so I'm used to doing that. This assignment, uh, the first half of the practical portion of it is I have to submit this unbelievably detailed outline of how I'm going to do it and everything I'm going to do, and I'm supposed to use visual aids and all. I mean, it's intense how crazy this thing is. Um, so that's going to be a pain because I'm not used to quite putting that much. I don't want to say putting that much work because the scripting and the writing and everything like that is a lot of work. Um, but most like outlines and things like that for me tend to build a lot of redundancy in them because you will write the same thing 4 or 5 different times because you'll have the outline and then you'll have your rough draft and then you have your final draft and you have all these different pieces where you're writing the same thing 5, 6, 7, 8 times, and that annoys the hell out of me. Now, I am not against revisions and things like that, um, but writing multiple drafts just for the sake of writing multiple drafts is not my thing. And if I had to write multiple drafts of any of my shows, anything from Lore Explorer all the way through Friday Feature Focus, if I had to write multiple drafts of every single one of those, I would never get them done. I write one draft, I proof and revise as I'm writing, Generally, I'll write a little bit, I'll read it back to myself, I'll make any changes that need to happen, and then I go forward. And then at the end, I do a final read. Excuse me. I do a final read of everything to make sure everything flows the way it's supposed to. And then when I'm recording it, I will sometimes make minor changes just because I'll come up with new ideas. So yeah, I'm not really looking forward to that because I'm taking something that I love, which is, making content in that, and I'm doing it in a way that I will not enjoy it. I will guarantee I'm not going to enjoy that aspect of it. So, yeah, I'm hoping that I can, outline it, give them all the redundancy that they need because it's college and everything has to be redundant. And then get through it really, really quick so I can get to the next course that I know I'm not going to enjoy, which is biology, just because I don't want to take a biology course. If they would let me substitute biology with psychology, I would be so much happier. But psychology doesn't count as a physical science. So, yeah, I have to take... I think the first time I was in college, I actually had the option of, it was like biology or geology was another physical science, and I was able to make up my physical science credit because I can't even remember the term for it anymore. Anyway, it's one of those educations where you have to get a bunch of different experiences, not just the stuff that you're majoring in. But anyway, I was able to get out of it because I took a statistics and experimental design course, which was math-based, which is still, and statistics, which is technically a hard science. So yeah, we'll see how that works. Anyway, so that's what's been happening to me. I'm doing a little bit better today. Not great. I found in general when I get these really, really bad depressions, they don't go away in a day. They normally take a few days before I'm fully back to where I feel good. But this one hasn't been horrible. There's been some stuff at home that's been interesting, but that's the worst of it. So anyway, that's all for me today, and I will see you guys tomorrow for something else new that you'll just have to tune in tomorrow to find out what it is. All right? Bye-bye.